I'm Jackie. This is Garrett. We almost got divorced. Going through all that made us like how we are now, which is just so much better than you could ever imagine.
When you get through the deepest, darkest part of the night, man, it ain't nothing but sunshine after that.
This is the most important job you'll ever have, and people don't put as much work into it as they should. We're going on 25 years. We have 5 adult children and 1 brand new granddaughter. She's so cute.
Hey,
Hey,
how you doing? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. This is episode 6. We made it 6 months, halfway through the year. And we're going to talk about how she be acting out.
You know it's not me.
Yeah.
You know it's not me.
Both sides of it.
Okay.
No, we're going to talk about insecurities today. So everybody has it, whether you want to admit it or not, where you feel a little some type of way about the way your significant other, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife is acting. So we gonna address.
Especially when they don't know how to act.
I'm just nice.
Okay.
I can't help that. I'm
He really can't help himself.
Yeah. I got her, didn't I?
For me, I don't think I'm insecure now. There's things about myself maybe that I don't like as much as I could. So I used to be a frail young thing, and one of his brothers never misses an opportunity to remind me of that literally every single time he sees me. But I am a mother of 5, and I kept some of my weight with each child. So for me, that's my maybe insecurity. Although I just told a group of friends of ours that there's not a person walking this earth that is going to tell me I'm less than a 10 because he gasses me up 24/7. So I don't really feel like I'm insecure about my appearance. But maybe I would want to, I don't know, be more fit. But I have no incentive to.
I'ma love you. I'ma love you whatever you choose. I'ma love you. I just want you around forever.
Yeah.
That's all. But
he's a lot. I don't know if I can stay forever. I'll stay for a little while longer at least.
oh, I've always been, I don't know. I was just thinking a few days ago how I used to be very insecure. I don't know. I always thought I had a huge nose, but I think I grew into it. What y'all think? What you laughing for?
I just.
Oh,
I don't know.
but there was a certain point in my life where I started noticing that like some nice looking ladies were attracted to me. And so it kind of took away that insecurity. But I will say, and then we'll probably get into it more in the episode, I will say that, I pursued Jackie for a long time. And so when we finally got together, I did have some insecurities because because I had spent so much time wanting her, when I finally got her, I was like, is this for real? Or is she just, I don't know. I was insecure. I can't even explain why, but it took a while for me to really not be anymore.
I don't feel like I was insecure as a child. Like maybe I looked at friends of mine and how, like maybe where they lived, what neighborhood, what type of house, or how their family interacted as opposed to how my family interacted, or the fact that they had siblings and I didn't have siblings. Like maybe I looked at those sorts of things, but I was very fortunate. Like I grew up with my aunts and uncles. Like I didn't have any siblings, but I come from a really big family. So I was always kind of treated the way that he treats me. And maybe that's why I wound up with somebody like that. So I don't really feel like I had insecurities as
What about with
like past relationships. Yeah. I mean, we were married very young. So not that I don't count past relationships, but I was too young to even really, I don't know, count it, even though I said I count it. I don't think I was insecure. I think I was too young to know really anything.
But none of that had an effect on how you thought of me.
I don't think so.
For me, it was more so. It's crazy because whenever we have these episodes, I think this is why we have them. It's stuff that we talked about recently. And one of the things I was telling Jackie a couple weeks ago was there was a point in my life, and I realized it just looking through old photos and books and things my mom had kept of mine, where I was always trying to raise the bar. Like I was an exceptional student and a good son, and I always felt like my twin brother got a lot of the attention for for man, it seemed like if he hit some mark here that it would be like super celebrated, and then I was just business as usual. So I had this insecurity that I always had to prove myself, and I think that kind of carried over into me with women. Like I always wanted to show them that like I was their best option. Like I was going to show them that they're not going to find somebody better than me, which made it harder to get rid of them. But
Like,
no, I'm serious. But
how many women?
I didn't have many. Like
you said women. That's at least two.
I'm just
at least two. That's plural.
You acting
women.
out. I guess what I'm saying is I guess no one likes breaking up, but like I
he
really
apparently loved breaking up.
No, I didn't. I ain't never broke up with you. I really strive to put my all. Like I wasn't somebody who liked to play the field or do that. Whoever I had, that's what I was focused on. And I think it had to do with my insecurities of always trying to prove myself. But I really liked her, so it wasn't trying to. I was really trying to be the best.
So I had a child very young, and I just always remember, like, we were friends in high school. We were friends when I was pregnant, and I just always remembered him being from like this big church-going family, and like how I thought, oh, what would his parents think like if we became something? Like I think that kind of made me not want to pursue anything. Again, young, like I did not really have a goal in mind. I didn't like sit down and say, okay, by this age, I want to be married. By this age, I want to have more children. Like it was nothing like that. So I just think that made me not want to rush things. And when we got together, because like he said, we had a relationship over a period of time, and he had wanted to be with me for so long. Like I just did not want it to be, I didn't think it was going to be forced, but like I didn't want it to be rushed. I didn't want, because it was like what you had been waiting for. And I just, not that I haven't been waiting for it, but I just didn't want it to be this thing where it's, okay, now we're both available. We're both in a place to date each other. We get together, especially having a kid that's going to be involved with it too. And then things move too fast, too quick, and it not be what maybe either of us were expecting. Like I felt the relationship was important enough with him, whether we were dating or not, that it was something that I wanted it to be sustainable, no matter what our title was going to be. So like I didn't want outside noise to like interfere. Oh, you're too young to be together, or you're, now stepfather to this girl's child or whatever. Like I didn't want it to be anything like that.
So you wanted to take it slow?
Yes.
Nah, not me. That's not my speed. But y'all can see why I was insecure. So I had chased you literally from freshman year, even before Jared.
Mm-hmm.
So we had some history there. And then after Jared, we talked. And I mean, we were like very good friends.
Mhm.
And so I didn't feel like by the time she was available and I was available, I didn't feel like there was anything left to learn about each other. And so she really did, I mean, I'll front say, after me chasing her for over 3.5 years, like we needed to take it slow. And so that I think birthed that insecurity. Like I had at that point, I had given you a promise ring. I mean, it was crazy. But that's why I really didn't think she was truly committed, because even after all that, we started dating, and she wanted to take it slow, and I'm like, I've been, this is it, and but I guess a year and a half later we were married. So I don't know if that's slow, fast. Time is relative. So, but yeah.
Like I'm not insecure with my physical appearance. Like
Never.
I'm not conceited.
Mm-mm.
I know I'm not ugly. Like I know I'm not
And you care
what
about
some
your
people.
appearance.
Yeah, I care how I look. But I'm not like a girly girl. Like I'm not somebody who needs to get their hair done every week. Like I do go get my nails done. I could do without that. Like, but I'm just not. I'm comfortable being me. Like I think I say that all the time. Like if I'm gonna get dressed up under duress, usually, because again, I'm a tomboy. Um, I'm gonna wear something that is comfortable and that is flattering. I'm not gonna be taping and strapping and sucking and spanking. I'm not doing all that, because I'm gonna find something that I feel comfortable in, that I like the way I look in it. It's maybe part me, but I know a good percentage of why I feel that way is because of how he treats me and how he compliments me. Like I have no reason to feel insecure about my appearance. Now, the growing older part, like everything doesn't work as much as it used to. It's not like without pain and struggle from time to time, but that doesn't make me feel insecure either.
Yeah, as long as I've known you, I don't feel like you've ever, like, your age or appearance has been something you were like, that was what you were insecure about.
Mm.
And neither I do know, like, I feel like I've always looked older than I am. I mean, I came in freshman year with a goatee, and most people,
And a full beard.
yeah,
Full beard.
and I've always been a little more mature, but most people thought I was like a junior when I got into high school, and I had a whole twin brother. Like, but I've always like looked older, but that was nothing to be insecure about. Um, Probably got me into some circles that I probably wouldn't have been able to get in before, but the age thing doesn't bother me either. I don't know. I could cut this, I could leave it, but she likes it, so I'll keep it.
I remember I hate shopping for clothes for myself. Like just I hate it, because like I said, I'm going to find something that is functional, that's comfortable, that I like the way it looks on me. I don't like trying things on. Like I just don't like shopping for clothes. I have a friend who is so extra. We've done like photo shoots and things like that, and I mean, she'll give you a dress code, so I appreciate that. But I'm like, where do you find this at? Where do you find something formal in this color, this time of year? And I've been on the verge of just like, I just ain't gonna go, because it's so much. But I don't know.
There's no signs or things you do when you're insecure?
I mean, so you went with me when I was shopping for the red dress.
Yeah.
And we found
You was
one,
acting like the
and
kids.
I refused to buy it, and then I ended up going back and buying it.
Because I told you it looked good on you. It was the first one we looked at,
It
too.
literally was. But I feel like I just kind of shut down. Like I just get irritated, I get frustrated, and I just don't want to do it anymore. I want to go home. Like that is the sign. Like I just stopped talking. everything's like flat affect. I'm not having fun. Like, I just want to go home. That is a sign. I just stop participating.
Dang, that's a tough one because you use that for multiple things, not just insecurities.
I just stop.
I don't know. I would say for me, like, I would get very upset and I would not talk and I would give her attitude if I don't know, I thought she was doing something. Like I remember this one example specifically. We went to some party at somebody's house and a friend of hers ex-boyfriend was there. And I remember she left me where I was to go talk to this ex-boyfriend of her friend. She left me for like 30 minutes. And the whole time she's talking to this ex-boyfriend of her friend. And I remember she came back and I was so mad, but I didn't want to show that I was jealous. So I was just quiet and like rude. And it was just my way. Cause I didn't know how to come out and say like what you have so much to talk to him about. And
What? Why? Who was it?
I can't say on the podcast.
You'll have to tell me later.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like it happened more than once. But that's one I remember vividly. You'll probably remember it when I tell you, but and it would just make me mad because like I said, like it never felt like she was all in for me. Like I never was secure in that even after we became an item. And like with a lot of things that with insecurities, I hope for most people, like time tells. But originally it was like, why am I being held at bay? And not the BAE, but the BAY. But and so it just made me insecure and I would just get mad and just shut down because I was angry.
I'm a professional shutter downer. Shutting down does no one any favors. For me, shutting down, I feel like keeps me from saying or doing something that I might regret later. When we were early in our marriage, I would say hurtful things. Like if we were arguing, I would want him to feel as upset or as hurt as I felt. So I would say something hurtful. And I learned early on, just if he did that to me, those are things that I'll never forget. I'll never forget. So early on, I decided like I am going to try my hardest not to say things that I am going to want to take back. So if I said it, I meant it. Because you can't undo something that you've done. Like you can't unring a bell. You can forgive the person for the things that they've said and you can try to move on, but then that's extra work you have to do. And I'm lazy. So I don't want to say something that I'm going to have to constantly reassure that I really didn't mean it. Because I feel like some part of you may have meant it, and maybe you were just trying to be hurtful, but I also feel like that's bad too, to try to intentionally hurt somebody. If you know the things that are going to bother them or the things that are going to push their buttons. I have a kid that is a professional button pusher. Like, why would you say that? Like, why would you say that to somebody that you love? Like, you should never want them to hurt or never want them to feel bad. So I try not to do that.
Who did they get that from?
Which is why I shut down. That comes from the side. My people would
you
never.
You gonna call us out, the whole family?
They would never.
They would never push buttons.
We are not a button pushing family over here.
Y'all might as well play arcade. As many buttons y'all push.
That's them. So I feel like for me, shutting down is productive, but it's not productive in the relationship.
I'll say this: shutting down does not help, and we've been preaching communicate. But I will say that the reason most people shut down is because they don't want the situation to get out of hand. That's one. They know kind of where they could take it, and sometimes they don't want to take it there. Sometimes we do. The other thing I say is,
people be wanting me to take it there.
yeah, they do. And somebody's got to have some restraint.
It's me. I have the restraint.
But the other thing that people, they want the other person to know without you telling them. Like, so when I was shut down and I would be hinting or being given a cold shoulder, I would think that these signs were somehow going to make her think back to how she made me feel or what she may have done wrong. And it's the most idiotic thought process that you could have. Like, shutting down is going to make them come to, even if they say, I'm sorry, babe, for whatever I did. Even that apology doesn't help because you haven't talked about it or told your feelings as to why.
But one person's perception of the situation isn't going to be the same as the other one.
Exactly.
So I might think something's a huge deal, and that's why I'm so aggravated, and he's probably thinking it's no big deal.
But if I know it's a huge deal to you, then I can think
But you're only going to know if I tell you.
Yes. Yep.
Because you think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but
even
if I think it's ridiculous, I don't know about everybody else, I'm going to try to honor that, like how you feel the next time. But like you said, I would never know if you didn't tell me.
For me personally, and I don't feel we must not argue much.
Not anymore.
Because he knows how to act now sometimes. We must not argue much because I know, especially after we split, there was a lot that went on during that period of time that we weren't together. There were things that I felt like, and I tell people all the time, like, imagine the worst things that you think could happen in a relationship, and we probably experienced them, and you think there's no moving past it, no going beyond it. And we're here like a testimony that you can get past anything. After we got back together, like if I got irritated with him or mad at him about anything, it could be unrelated to the relationship. It could be how he said something to one of the kids or how he chose to do something instead of what I wanted to do. I would think like instantly my mind would go back to the worst things that he said or did to me during that time that we were apart. And it was so horrible because I would just replay it over and over and over again. And these are like the worst things that we've experienced as a couple that were going through something. So it's hard to like look beyond that. I remember obviously a lot of the things that we went through, but there would be a point in time that just talking about it, I would just have like this feeling come over me. And like, I don't have that. Like I used to have to like purposefully make myself think this isn't the same person that said those things, or this isn't the same person that I had this experience with. I just don't have that anymore. I don't know if it's, and at that point, even when I was having these thoughts, I had already forgiven him. We had forgiven each other and we had obviously reconciled, but those thoughts would just creep in, and I don't have that anymore.
So what'd you do?
I don't know. Maybe I truly forgave. Maybe I thought I forgave. Like, you're not going to forget because it happened. Like, you can't undo something that happened, but it brought you to where you are now, which is a better place.
I don't know. I think just your human nature, when you distance yourselves or you're not talking to each other, is to have negative thoughts about the other person. Like when we're arguing or mad at each other, I don't instantly go, man, Jackie's so lovely. She's such a...
I'm not sure why he wouldn't, but...
Honestly, though, that's what I should do. Like, but it's just not our nature to do that. Like, so the first thing you do when you're not talking, you'd be like, yeah, and she didn't cook today. and this dog is just unleashed and running around this house.
I know he did not just come for me.
No, I'm just saying those are the thoughts you
But
had.
why are you putting did I cook today? No, I didn't. I know. You are running around these streets talking about how I didn't cook today.
I didn't even mean it like that. And you taking it wrong.
Did you starve?
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Did you eat?
That's what I can't even give an example without her feeling guilty or insecure.
I don't feel guilty.
Well,
at
it was
all
just an example.
because he ate.
I did, but
I just find it interesting.
I wasn't even talking about
the
today.
example you said today.
I wasn't done giving examples before you.
Oh, you got more?
I did. I don't know. See, that's what I mean. That's why we stay quiet.
And he needs to.
But for real, that's where your mind goes when you're mad. You don't think happy thoughts, but we should, right? Right? We should always think about.
I'm sure glad I had something to eat for dinner today.
Yep.
Did you think that? I just was wondering.
Like I said, I feel like the things you have to do is figure out what went wrong, figure out what good would have looked like, and then the next time do it. And that's what I try to do. I try to see my part in it, hear your side of it, and then the next time I just try to not do it again, and we keep learning through the process until we get it right.
There is not another person on this planet that I desire to be other than me. I am fantastic. So I don't feel like I know. I know. He tells me, but I also tell myself. I have like a ton of friends. They're all beautiful. They're all special. They all have something, but I don't want what they have. And I think that's why we are such a close group. I don't think any of us envies the other person. I think all of us cheers on the other person. They are more like, I don't want what someone else has. I don't envy what somebody else has, but I'm inspired by what they have. And it might challenge me to want more, to desire more, to do more, but I don't feel like I compare myself to other people. I don't feel like I say, hey, Sally has this. How come I can't have that? Because I can literally have anything I want. Like, I just have to go get it. Like, I have to desire it. I have to want it and go get it. And my group of friends are people that would push you to do that if that's what you chose to do. So I don't feel like I have feelings of inadequacy or comparison. Maybe it is old age.
I feel like you're blessed because even that is hard to come by. Having a friend group of that size, and I'm talking about like all these ladies are 10s, like including Jack, like
dimes,
like, and there's no competition, there's no jealousy, and the fact that they inspire you too. They all do something. I think they're all like, man, I love them. Because they're all just great people. And I always say, man, if I knew good-looking girls was like this, I would have shot my shot a whole bunch of times. Because you just don't find even not so good-looking people that are as cool as these people. But as far as inadequacies, like I said, I've never felt more insecure with anyone besides Jackie. And I think early in our marriage, that was the cause of a lot of our strife, right? And I just think over time, like, I just was like, she just wants me. And so once I found out like she was in it to win it, like I don't have, like, I feel like I'm more confident now than I've ever been, and I feel like I keep growing. And she keeps supporting me, and
I don't feed them though.
Y'all see how this goes. Y'all seeing it live. Y'all seeing it. But I also believe that I've been gifted and blessed, no different than anybody else on this planet, to not be inadequate. I mean, I'm made from a creator that made me who I was supposed to be for what I was supposed to do, and like who can tell me besides myself that I ain't the business.
I can tell.
Yeah, and it'll hurt too.
I would never tell him that.
She can. No, you wouldn't.
I
You just wouldn't give me no play.
think once you have matured, you realize what you bring to a relationship, and insecurities isn't one of those things. Like, it depends on how your mate is with you. I just told him earlier, we have someone that we are very close to that I've told this person he can do everything to me that you're doing to your girl, and I wouldn't flinch. I wouldn't bat an eye, because he has given me no reason to doubt him, because we are adults, we are mature, and we know what we both bring to the relationship. And I understand why this person's girl is always questioning everything, because of how immature they are. Like, I feel like they just have not reached that level of maturity yet where they effectively communicate or know how to treat each other like you would treat somebody that you care about deeply. So I think it is a maturity thing.
And I hate to say, like, I don't think there is a scenario where at 19 or even 30 or 40 when you get married that you're just going to be secure in everything unless you dated for like 10 years. But why would you date for 10 years if you weren't insecure? I mean, that's a whole nother rabbit hole, but I'm sorry, but probably people gonna be mad at me about that one. But I just feel like, it's time. It's like Jackie said, it's that you've been through enough to know that no matter what you see this person does, they got your back. But I'm an emotional person. More than, I mean, I don't know. You've been emotional as of late, but I'm an emotional person, so I wear all my emotions on my sleeves. You can see them right here. But
I'm surprised he's not sobbing right now.
yeah, I'm mature.
I don't often feel like insecurity creeps in. I feel like there's periods of time where I'm just like in a funk and I don't really know why. Certain times a year, like, just I can't really explain it. Like, sometimes it's like when my mom's on my mind heavy, like I'm just like in a funk, like, and I can't shake it to the point where, like, I'll literally say, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I'm so annoyed. I'm so irritated. I hate this. But I don't really feel like insecurity creeps in. I don't feel like if anything, and I don't even really feel this, I'm like, this is like a good problem, if you could even call it a problem to have. Like, I'm more irritated, I guess, that he's trying to fix it when I can't tell him what it is to fix. And I just kind of want to be I just want to be left, like, not left or left alone. Like, I just want to kind of try to go through it and act like everything's normal, but I can't. I feel like it lasts for like several days, maybe even like a week, where I just can't get it together. And the whole time he's like doting and wanting to fix it and let's do this and let's do that. And it's just like, that's not helping either. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's been so long since I was sitting here trying to think of a time where I had to make you feel secure. I know you remember, like, when we would go to your like Christmas parties at work, and people would be like, "Oh my God, your husband's talking to so and so,"
Oh, what a scandal!
Or dancing with
that was news,
man. Like weeks after the Christmas party,
insanity.
But
the nerve,
and I never felt like I would have to go and try to prove I still love you. But I love Jackie's attention, and I'm vying for it every day. because she's so chill and laid back and she doesn't talk, and I like to talk and I like to process things, and
Talk.
so yeah. So I feel like if I stop that, she would probably be insecure because like I'm always trying to make sure she knows that she's the priority.
I literally do not think it is possible for you to stop.
I know, because when you ain't here, I be on Maddie.
And then I'm getting calls saying, tell dad to stop.
But I have so much going on in my mind, and I need someone to bounce it off of. Like, and like, I value your opinion. I value your thoughts. I think you're an intelligent person. So like, I need that boomerang, right? I need that spring back to let me know if I'm thinking about things right, but I just want to include you in every part of me. So I feel like I'm always trying to show you that like we're one. Like, you're gonna know the inside and outsides of me.
He's inclusive. I do respond when words are said to me.
You do, but it's not satisfying.
So you're not satisfied now?
So I'll give a
So you're hungry and not satisfied?
No. What I'll say, I'll give a whole dissertation while we're in bed. And she'd be like, mm-hmm. Like,
that's all he needs.
No,
it's
that's
right.
not all I need, and you know that. And then I'll be like,
that's all normal people need.
I'll be like, Jackie, well, I said something. You acknowledge that you heard me.
Exactly.
But I can't give you all that, and then you just reply, mm-hmm. That makes me feel like you're preoccupied or
unconscious
or whatever. But I just, I need somebody that's gonna like.
But sometimes it takes me a minute to think. Like, I can't think unless I'm alone. Like, and I'm only alone when I'm in my car usually. So or like when I'm getting ready for work. Like if he's gone and I'm getting ready for work, like I could literally be brushing my teeth and a thought will just come to me about something that I was trying to figure out the day previous. So I'll have thoughts away from him about what he said. And I try to circle back around. But in the moment, like I just can't. I need time to think about things. Like, especially if he's giving me an entire dissertation, I want what I respond when he gets my accurate response, or my actual response rather, to be meaningful.
And I'd be like, huh? What are you talking about? Because it's like a day later.
Because it starts up here and I feel like he should already know.
But you start mid-conversation without telling me.
I know what I'm talking about.
But then when I go to your work, people say 2 words to you and you...
They need the extra help.
Maybe that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say 2 words to her and see if she...
He should try it.
Okay.
If you don't trust the person you're with, you might as well leave. Like, I am not a champion of divorce or parting ways. I have a friend who I still tell to this day, 1, I didn't think the divorce would ever be final, and 2, God is still on the throne. Like, I am still pulling for them to work it out. But if you do not trust your mate, just leave them now, because that is just... you can't be in a relationship where you are doubtful of the person. You just can't.
But what is your trust or lack of trust based on?
Behaviors.
Is it really though?
What's it based on?
It could be past relationships.
It could be past relationships, but
so something I feel like has to happen.
But if that person isn't doing anything to kind of put those worries aside for you, like, what is the point? Like, there's only so long that you're going to punish the current person that you're with for the sins of the previous person you were with, that they're going to stick in it and work it out. But something in you is telling you not to trust them. It's just like, do you want that to be your relationship? Do you want to go through all of these arguments and all of this back and forth because this person maybe isn't doing anything wrong and you just don't trust? There's a breakdown. Like, it's going to be too much strife. You're either going to push the person away or they're doing some dirt anyway.
But I guess what I'm saying is
I don't have the patience.
there needs to be.
I don't have patience. Like,
there needs to be an intermediate step. Like, you may not trust the person. You may have every reason not to trust the person, but you need to have talked about it before you just disappear. Right?
I don't know.
No?
Disappearing is a time saver. Like, how much time are you going to invest
maybe
in a relationship with somebody that you don't trust?
Maybe your lack of trust is based on fantasy. Maybe it's all something you drummed up, and this person isn't doing all.
See, he's trying to gaslight me.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not. I'm serious because, again, like we talked about our relationship in the beginning of our relationship, I had trust issues because you were so on the fence about going forward. Like there was this lack of confidence in us together that I felt like you didn't really have with other people. Like, you were just in. And so when it came to me, it was like, and for whatever reason, I don't know, but that was what I had drummed up in my head. It's like, why is she so cautious with me? She wasn't cautious with her past boyfriend, the boyfriend before. And so without talking to you, I could have just dipped and you wouldn't have known why.
I just feel like at our age, though, it shouldn't still be a question, like whether or not you shouldn't be having to drive by people's houses and
but everybody
here.
Does.
Oh, I guess I'm catering to a certain demographic.
Yeah, and I guess what I'm saying is trust in general, like trust in general. I keep saying trust, but lack of trust could be something or it could be nothing, right? Just make sure it's something before you decide to just ditch somebody who could be your.
I take back my words.
No, don't take them back.
But I think at this age, I think you'll know if somebody's not being straight with you. Younger, yeah, maybe good because you're young, you're both finding each other, maybe. But I just think at this age, this big old age, like I think
how old are we?
He's way older than me by the looks of things. I just think you don't want to waste time if everybody's bringing baggage to the relationship at this point. And you want to be able to trust the person that you're with.
Yeah, you've learned a lot by this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You better be praying if you are age and you out here, because people coming with baggage. They coming with kids. They coming with financial stuff. They coming with abuse. They coming with everything. And so, but God will work it out. He'll find that one. I got mine.
I cannot stand a liar. I cannot. I can't. There's people I wouldn't believe them if they told me what day of the week it was. I just cannot stand a liar. So if you do not trust the person that you're with, like, I trust him with everything. And I feel like that creates security in our relationship. He went for what is quite possibly the longest bike ride on record the other night. And someone who had trust issues probably would have thought he was out meeting someone.
Mm-hmm.
So my daughter called me and she was asking where he was. And I'm like, I don't know. He's been gone for a while. Like, I kind of feel like maybe he went
Let me
here.
give y'all some perspective.
He's thoughtless.
It's a 30-minute bike ride. And I came home 3 hours later.
I was trying. First of all, I lost track of time. That's number one.
It was dark.
It was dark, but I left because I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. Like, maybe he went to his brother's, maybe he rode to his parents, maybe
he fell and got hit and ran over by a
so
guy.
I was thinking that. But I also thought, okay, if that happened, I would have gotten a phone call. Like, someone would have called. Well, then my daughter calls me and she tells me it's almost 9 o'clock. Like, you better call him. And I was nervous to call because I didn't want him he just started riding his bike again. So I didn't want him to try to answer my call whilst on a bike ride through the mean streets of. So I was worried about his safety. So I finally called on her advice because she didn't care where he was. And he was exactly where I thought he was. But if you don't have that level of trust in your relationship and he didn't answer, like, let's say he didn't answer, like, my mind could have, like, wandered and thought a million different things other than the fact that he was, like, dead on the side of the road.
The crazy thing is, the next day on a 30-minute bike ride, I did fall.
On the side of the road.
I'm okay, obviously.
Embarrassing me. People saw him.
Yeah. And trust and consistency go a long way, just because that's how you prove everything out, right? And like when we got back together after our separation, I was scared to sleep at night. Like Jackie, she accepted me. Like she was glad, I think, that I was back, that I moved back home, but I just felt like she was going to make me pay
I still might.
while I was here. And so I'd get in the bed, I'd get my little covers on me, and I could just feel her scoot over like 12 inches. And it would be like, what is going on?
Don't get crazy. Our bed is not that
But
huge.
that's how much you'd move over to make sure that there wasn't nothing going on tonight. But I mean, there were just subtle signs that, like, I could tell she was still angry and I didn't know what to do. And all I did was do what I was doing before and just basically prove that I was here to stay. Like, just sure that I'm still who she married.
But it goes back to what I said too, like, maybe subconsciously that was my way of making you feel how I felt. You know how I said, like, when you say things that are intentionally hurtful?
Yeah. But that's why I say time is a good way to tell, if a person's grown in that whole insecurity phase. And I looked up one day and we were loving each other back just like day one. What about the phone incident?
So there was an incident. This was back when tires were square and everybody didn't have cell phones. And he left his phone on the counter in the kitchen. So that's how not dialed in we were to always having a phone on us. And I went through his call log unprovoked, like nothing had happened. And saw a name I didn't recognize, like a girl's name. So I called the number and then I hung up. But it was like, who is this random person? Like, and it's brought up every time we meet. It's a friend of his who I came to be friends with. But I met her through him. But I don't know what like made me even look.
You said because you were pregnant.
All the time I was pregnant. I don't know even what made me look, but it was like something I didn't know. It was like almost like I felt like a secret. Like nothing had happened. It was just a name I didn't recognize, and like, why are you talking to this person that I've never heard of before? So again, youth, hormones, like I think like I know how to get into his phone if I want to. He knows how to get into mine. Like he could go through my messages if he wanted to, like, but I don't desire that. Like I have enough texts and phone calls of my own that I don't need to be worrying about what he's got going on in his phone. But I think that's just with time and with maturity, those things just aren't like, I don't suspect anything out of him. And some people might think it's dumb of me to say to him or in front of him or to let him know, like, hey, I've got this level of trust for you. Because, I mean, there are people that may say that about their mate and then their mate will go out and do dirt because they know that their partner doesn't doubt them. But I think we are just so aligned that
That's what I was gonna say. Like we're so in tune with each other. Like we've been together. We've been married for 25 years and been together add another year and a half to that.
Wait, it's no. Oh yeah. Okay. Wait, is 25? Okay, yeah, that's right. I thought it was longer. Go ahead.
Okay, it feel long.
Very long.
But that we trust each other, and like I feel like we know each other so well that any behavioral changes, we would know in a heartbeat. Like you would just feel something's off. And so I don't get that feeling with her. She doesn't get that feeling with me. Unfortunately, when you're not together long, like you're not as in tune. But that's the beauty in staying married. That's the beauty in staying together is that you know each other as like your own self. And so if Jackie were to start having or doing things that, like if Jackie started, this would be funny. If Jackie started hanging out late all the time,
Do something that would be believable.
I
If
know.
I started hanging out early all the time,
just then I would be kind of like, well, this is, so, I mean, so for me, it's, for us, it would have to be something that we just sense, and we don't. I mean,
I've got that spirit of discernment.
when you know what you have, and you know that what you have is worth more than money could buy, or is rubies, it's not even worth jeopardizing that for all this goodness.
The only thing that I could say that I was insecure about, like more into our marriage, was so we had, and I think we talked about this in the first episode a little bit. We had split for a period of 2 years, got back together. He came home, I made him pay. We've covered that this evening.
Great way to cover it.
Made him pay. I'm still gonna make him pay. And then a year went by, and there was another kind of rough patch. And at that point, I'm like, it was worse. Like I was seeing a therapist for a few years just for me. And most of it was not even talking about him. But when that second time came around, it was worse than the first, because there was a sense of security I had when he came back after I made him pay. It got back to normal, and then it was like boom all over again. And the initial impact was horrifying, but the recovery from it, I felt, for me, was quicker. And I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. Like it was hard to be kind of feel like, again, like I thought I was safe, I thought I was secure, and now I'm not. So I think that was probably the hardest thing for me to overcome. And I just remember the lady that I used to see saying, like, it's muscle memory. Like, yes, it's like this drastic blow up front, but the reason you got through that part of it and kind of to acceptance faster is because you've been here before. But that, I think, was the hardest insecurity for me to overcome, was that we were going to make it. You know what I mean?
What's crazy is I don't even remember that. So like my perception or perspective of it, that just shows you how different. Like even in a relationship you see the same events. But no, I knew when I came back, like I knew when I came back, I was in it till death do us part. Like I just felt like I was in it. And so like for me, most of the insecurities that happened for me were early on because I was so unsettled about Jackie's commitment to me, and that's where I felt like she helped me understand, like, hey, like I'm in it for you. Like, we're having kids, my hormones are everywhere, I'm working a full-time job still, I'm being a husband to you, like, I'm in it for you. What more can I do? And I started to finally see that she was for me, not against me.
I don't know that anything has really triggered insecurity. I think I'm uneasy approaching certain subjects or certain conversations. I used to be more so. But I feel like I have grown, and it's just stupid stuff. It's nothing like crazy or major, like more so to do with the kids. We are different people. We had different upbringings, and we have different perspectives. So where he might think one thing about one kid, I think that's insane or ridiculous, and vice versa. So I think I'm more hesitant to have difficult conversations and kind of stand my ground on my opinion of a certain situation. And in those instances, I do know that I still shut down. Because I need to, just like when I give him the when he's like bore his soul to me, like I need to think about how I want to respond to it so that it's a productive conversation and it's not kind of like bickering or being perceived as me saying you're wrong and I'm right. Like that's not the message I want to send. So I think that is my, I guess, insecurity, if you would call it that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I feel like I feel like I'm a philosopher. Whereas, like, and I say that not to.
I'm excited to go to sleep tonight, everyone.
Not. I don't say that with arrogance, but like Jackie's right. Like, if she has an opinion of something, I want to hear her reasoning behind it. And then, like they used to do in Roman times, is then the other person would rebuttal with their opinion, the good old scientific method, right? And I'd like to tell her, like, this is why I will rebuttal her question. Jackie's not in it for all of that. She said her two cents and she's standing on it. And me, I want to come over to her side, but I want to do it through.
He wants a dialogue.
Yeah,
and sometimes
I want reasoning.
For me, it's perceived as like I'm not here to try to change anybody's mind. I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are, and we're going to agree, or we're probably going to do it your way, because I'm not trying to convince anybody to side with me. We're going to do it your way. And I feel like some of the time, and this is not just for him, it's not going to work. And it would have been better had we done it my way. And I feel like rather than argue that with someone, because someone who thinks they're right, you're not going to convince them that they're wrong. And I'm not trying to convince someone that they're wrong. True. But I don't want that type of. But I guess I don't need that type of struggle.
You're missing what I'm saying is, I'm trying to get you to convince me of what you're talking about.
I'm just not that person.
But if you
I get what you're saying, but I'm
to
just
you, it's
not,
almost, you take it. It's almost like I'm trying to prove I'm right, and that's not what I'm doing.
I'm not even talking like you. I'm just saying in general as a person, like I'm gonna say what it is or what my thoughts are, and maybe your way is better, or maybe your opinion is right, but I'm not a person that wants the struggle enough, or I don't want like it to grow into a disagreement or an argument. Both ways might work. One way might take longer. My way might be wrong, but I'm not a forceful person in that way where I'm going to really try to sell myself or my thoughts. Like that's just me. That's just in general.
Well, wouldn't you say then you don't care as much about the outcome then?
I mean, I care about the outcome, but I feel like if I can't, like, I don't want to force somebody to my side.
but that's not what you're doing. I think that's how you perceive it.
That is how I perceive
And so
it.
you, like, with me trying to figure out like your basis for it, it's almost like you feel like I'm attacking you or I'm trying to get you to come over to my side when I'm really trying to understand, because you've said that and sometimes you're thinking like if I had a gun my way, then it would have worked out. Where I don't ever want to do something, especially if it has to do with our kids or our money or whatever. I don't ever want to be so right that it jeopardizes us. Like if your way is truly the one, like I want to have that conversation, and that's where I think we could be better.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, hey, explain to me, like take option A, take option B, and help me understand the benefits of B more than A. And then if not, maybe we come up with a C, but it shouldn't be like this is what I think, and then you
Which
go,
would probably be better to come up with a C, because my mind might be fixated on this part of the thing and how this is going to impact the end result, where maybe you're looking at the whole thing, or vice versa. Like maybe your mind's fixated on one part and I'm looking at like the whole thing. It's going to take this path to get to this end result. So no, like that, I know that's me. Like I own that. I can't help anyone with silent insecurities that don't know how to talk about them. I still don't know how to talk about, like I said, I don't have any insecurities, but so when he fled the other night for 8 hours on his bike ride that he never returned from, like if he came home and I had doubt, like, where were you? Oh, it was at my brother's house. Really? You were talking to him for that long? Like, I would hope that he would not furnish proof. Like, I'm not a detective. I'm not the police. Like, I'm not looking for, I don't have the drop on him. I don't have his location. I just would hope that just how he is with me would put my mind at ease enough that I would know when he said, I've been talking to my brother for 3 hours, not riding 70 miles, that I would believe him without a shadow of a doubt, which that was one of the places that I thought maybe he rode his bike to. Like, I would just hope that just how he is day to day with me would put my mind at ease about any questions I would have. And does.
And let me just say, if you was going that long on the bike,
you'd know I had fallen.
hey, I'd be calling the mayor, the police department. If you had got on the bike, I'd be doing that.
And he should have, because
you said Jackie did what?
Exactly. I will not ride a bike ever again in life. Ever.
No, I'll say silent insecurities will stay silent insecurities. Communication is the key in every avenue of walk in life. So if you're not going to talk about it, it cannot get better. It won't get better. And you can magically hope the other person's going to come to your conclusion and just do what you want to do or understand what you're trying to get them to understand or see what you see. Silence is a killer. Well, that's it.
That is it.
I hope you all are feeling more insecure. I mean, what am I talking about?
I have no idea. I don't know why I trust you. I don't know why I feel secure. I feel very unsecure, insecure, unstable.
Are feeling more secure or have the tools to equip you to help with your insecurities. So,
are you sure?
I am not. But that's episode 6. Don't forget we're online. We have a website. It's Limitless-Livin without the G, right? Limitless-Livin without the G. And we're on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Podbean, Apple, YouTube, which you're currently watching this on. And just continue to share, comment, tell us your stories. We know you all are going through the same things. We know you all are experiencing insecurities. So share. We're not here as experts. We're here as people sharing and learning and telling you what worked for us and what still ain't working. So please, please.
I feel
please.
attacked.
You do? You're insecure. That was, you're supposed to share that in the episode. But you got anything you want to say?
I have nothing. I especially don't have any dinner.
If you don't have
Oh my God, please stop.
me.
We are Limitless Livin.
Remember, in marriage, you can live, love,